Hey internet, bit of an impromptu Wednesday night session. So the decals have come at last. It's only going to be a quick one, this one is. So look at them, aren't they lovely? They really are, and they look lovely with the coating off as well. So I'm gonna go with the decals. Zooming in there to illumine at you, but the 2K hasn't gone off, which I'm really pleased about. So I'm going to get the decals on and dry the panels, because I'm going to wet put them on again, and then we're going to get them lacquered. So like I say, I reckon 15 minutes to get the panels nice and dry properly. They're only small decals, and then probably 15 minutes in between each coat just to dry off, and then I can go and have some tea. So yeah, all good. Let's go. First coat, very light coat, looks a bit rubbish at the moment, but it's just to get it on the panel really. We'll give that 10 minutes and then get some more on. Hey internet, just a wrap up really. So what have we learnt tonight about custom paints 2K lacquer? It doesn't like being left. It's gone on okay, but at the moment I've put it on too thick, and the reason I've put it on too thick is because I found it was spitting when I was applying it. The pressure was uneven in the can. It just didn't flow like it does when you open them from new, and I can only put it down to the fact that it's been open for 2 days, and it does say a thing on there about, you know, using it when what does it say? It doesn't. Well, I can't actually see where it says that you've got to use it now. But I'm sure I'd read somewhere. I'm sure I had read that it'd got to be used in 48 hours. But regardless of it saying it on the tin or not, when I used it originally on all of the other panel work, I mean, just look at this. Look at the quality of that. It's just absolutely beautiful. You know, I showed it to a colleague today at work, pictures of the tank, because he'd been asking me about the restoration and how it was going. And he didn't smirk or anything when I said about aerosols, but he was saying, what, you're doing it in aerosols? And he's a bit older than me, so he's probably very used to completely crap aerosols. But I said, yeah, I do. I've done it in aerosols, but it's 2K, blah, blah, blah. And so anyway, I sent a picture in from my one of the folders on the PC to myself at work, and then forwarded it on to him, and in large format, picture of the tank, and he just came back going, bloody hell, that's amazing, I can't believe that's come out of a tin, God, haven't things improved? And then as soon as he came back from court, I work for a law firm, as soon as he came back from court, he was I can't believe it, you know, technology must have moved on so much, you know, I remember tins of paint that were rubbish. And they have, haven't they? They really have moved on. But it goes back to this thing, you're best using this when you've opened it. I just was really reluctant to throw it away, you know, and you would expect to get at least a couple of days leeway out of it, and I have, in fairness. The only thing it looks now is it looks a bit milky on the panels, and that's just because it's thick and it's because it's drying. I think it'll be okay, as long as it doesn't run, it'll be okay. There is a little tiny hair from somewhere under the left hand, on the left hand panel, under the lacquer now, so I'm gonna have to decide whether I flat that off afterwards and get it out. You see, this is another mistake people make. This is another mistake that amateur painters make. They'll see the hair whilst the paint or the lacquer's wet, and they'll think, I'll get that out now. And they'll try and fish it out, and they'll make a horrendous job of it. And the whole panel will need flatting right back to the base coat and redoing. Whereas if you leave it, just leave it to dry and deal with it when it's dry. And you'll hear painters on YouTube telling you this all the time. Don't try and correct it when it's wet, because you'll just make a mess of it. So anyway, it's looking a bit milky at the moment. I'll give you a bit of a look at the moment in a second, but I'm hoping it's going to dry as well as this. It is, I mean, just look at this. It really is. It's like a glass finish. It's like it's come out of the paint booth, you know, proper paint shop. And this hasn't been flatted and polished yet. I won't have a lot to do on it, but you know, I am going to still do some. I've got some special flatting compound finesse. I've got some special finishing, it's called finishing material. It's a 3M product. It's what they used to use in the body shop that I used to work for. And I mean, I wasn't a painter, I was in management, but it doesn't matter. So it's what we used to use in the body shop, and it's a very light abrasive paste designed for the initial flatting of the paint after you've finished painting. Does that sound right? So yeah, so once the paint's been applied, it's dried, they'd go over it with finesse to get any imperfections out of the paint. It's really, really good stuff. It's a bit pricey, but you know, good. So heartily recommend that. I think that's about it. I'll go and have a look at the well, let's go and have a look at the panels, see if they're as bad as I hope they're not. Here you go. So I don't know whether you can see, I mean, they look really good. The finish looks superb. Again, it's got a glass-like finish on it, but I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Can you see sort of a whitish or an opaqueness to the paint? That's because it's a bit thick. If I put any more on, that would have sagged and run. Hopefully it's not going to. I mean, on the actual panel itself, it looks lovely, doesn't it? So look at this one. Lovely. Yeah, I'll give you a look at the hair. Don't know if you can see that, but it's in there, I can assure you. So yeah, so they look a little bit milky at the moment, a little bit milky around this edge here, a little bit milky across the centre of the panel. I think at the moment, I think if they were going to run, they would have run by now. Yeah, so I'm really happy with them. Yeah, you can really see that from here. I don't know, again, I don't know whether the camera's picking it up, but yeah, it's got a milky sort of finish to the paintwork. Well, we're not doing anything now. It's like I said before, I'm working, so it's going to be the weekend before we get to look at them. But these at least can sit and dry now properly until the weekend, and hopefully that milky finish will have gone, and I think it will, and you know, we can crack on. But I'm really pleased with the decals. I think they look superb, and I think they look far better than if we'd gone with crap badges off eBay. I had another look this morning, and the one that I'd been looking at had gone, and there were some side panels with badges on, but it's like I say, I'd have had to paint the badges in some way to try and get a good finish on it. So I think I'm pleased with these. I think they look really good when they're dry. It's like you say, you can see the gloss across the panel. It just looks lovely. We've just got to hope that milkiness goes, and I think it will. We just need to leave it and leave the booth sort of all shut up, and leave them alone and come away. So good. Okay, so that's it for today. It was rather an impromptu session. I wasn't supposed to be doing any this week. It really is just because the badges arrived and I didn't want to lose any of the 2K lacquer that I bought. 20 quid a tin, you know, with the postage. It's a lot of money to throw away. So good. Okay, I'll see you soon. Please remember, subscribe if you haven't already. Please give me a thumbs up if you're liking the videos, and click on the little bell icon in the corner, and you'll get a notification every time I upload new content. And please remember, do drop the comments in the section below. I'd love to hear what you think about the progress on the restoration so far, and you know, we're all looking forward to the build-up. So yeah, the other thing I would mention just before I go is I haven't yet had any offers of any other bikes. So you guys have obviously got nothing lying around in your garages that you want to get rid of, but I'm looking for the next restoration project now. I might do another Z550. If I get a hold of one, I definitely will, because I'm thinking there's already things, even at this stage, just throughout the build or throughout the restoration, there's things that I will do, or what I would do a little bit differently again. So very little dog. So yeah, drop me an email if you've got anything that you want to get rid of. I'd really like a Fizzy, I'd really like an SS50, an RD125LC, DT125LC, anything like that. Anything 80s really that's quite iconic. I might even do a Super Dream. Does anybody really like them? I don't know, but I did back in the day. Anyway, that aside, enough for today. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you think that the paintwork's coming on okay. I'll see you at the weekend. Okay, thanks very much, internet. Bye.